thank you, Kemp Toastmasters, and guests. I greatly appreciate to have the opportunity to talk about leadership. It is one subject that I am vastly interested in, and you can't be furtive in it. You always got to be looking at it and not dismissing it. Everyone wonders what makes a good leader. What are the components of a good leader? Is leadership just the title that people have? And it is leadership to me is more than just a title that people have. They have to develop certain leadership styles and traits with different situations. In this speech today, I'm going to give you the 10 different leadership styles and the pros and cons of them for that, and then also mention the situations that leadership style should be used, and then also explain how I fit into some of these great leadership styles. Every style is great. It's not one size fits all, if you know what I mean. First is the transactional leadership. The best way to understand the transactional leader is if you give this, you do this in return. Now, for this, the pros of this is confusion and guesswork are eliminated. You know what the leader wants. The leader is direct, and it's referred to telling leadership style. The con is due to the rigid environment, there is no creativity involved. I would say during a style, if I needed something done specifically and telling someone you need to go to this place, I would use that style and then maybe reward. But if you're looking for creativity, that is not the best way to do it. Next is the transformational leader. Again, this style and name, leaders seek to change the business or groups and try to develop a culture in there. And I would say in my current position at the American Legion, I was not, in the beginning, I was not a transformational leader. I was just looking to see how things were going. And then maybe in the middle of my term, like going into my third or fourth year, transform it. That is how I get the transformational leader. The pros are the leaders able to establish a high level of trust of employees and rally them around a shared goal. A con, the environments or existing processes are valued, and the desire to change things can ruffle up some feathers, and that is a con. But I've been changing some things, and it has been ruffling up some feathers, and creating some differences. But sometimes that's the cost of changing an organization. Next is one of the leadership styles I definitely think fits me in what I do. It's the servant leadership style. Servant leaders operate with the standard motto, serve first and then lead second. And then especially in the situation at where I'm at the American Legion, I don't have many volunteers or much help, that I got to serve and do a lot of the dirty work and gain trust of the people that I'm leading. The approach boosts morale and leads to a high level of trust. This results in the better employee performance and a more positive company culture overall. The challenging is pushing my own needs and priorities to the back burner. But that is the servant leader, and that's what a leader does, make sacrifices, and it does improve the morale. If you want to have good employees around you or good volunteers around you, you get what you deserve in that way. Next is another leadership style. It is the democratic leadership style, where you want to get a consensus based on everyone's opinion. The good thing about that is you get everyone's buy-in. But then the negative about it, the con, would be coming to a consensus. Everyone can have different viewpoints, and it can halt up progress. Another leadership style I like is the autocratic leadership style. And I do use this in certain situations also. Example on one thing with the on a security project, I'm using more of the autocratic approach, that I'm taking the lead and that it's my way or the highway. Through my servant leadership, I was the only one who was willing to do something about it. So that is what. But pros, decisions are often made quickly and strategically, and teams are kept on track as well. cons, employees can be ignored, restricted, and that. But in some ways, the employees might deserve to be ignored. So that works its way out right there. Next would be, this is the 6th leadership style that I have. And it's the bureaucratic leadership style. This leadership style could be a rather rigid style, and it could halt up overall business. One of my colleagues somewhat believes in a bureaucratic leadership style where you have to go from one level to another and have to call a whole meeting just to approve one transaction. The pros about the bureaucratic leadership, there's plenty of stability since it's a systematic approach in leadership. Things remain consistent, even though personal changes and other skills that threaten it. Con is tempting to fall in, we always have it done that way trap. That is one of the cons. Next is the laissez-faire leadership style, number 7. I took up this leadership style in terms of just managing the bartenders. I let them do good things they know how to do. I wasn't going to be micromanaging and helping them do what they want to do, not pestering them every time. And then the benefit is I got high employee performance. The con might be you maybe not in compliance in some ways. Next is the charismatic leadership style where you want people to follow you on that. Pros, charismatic leaders are very inspirational and effective at getting an entire group invested in a shared objective. Con, due to its focus, it's easy for these leaders to develop tunnel vision and lose sight of other important tasks that come up. And then the 9th and 10th one are coaching leadership styles. What's that? A coaching leadership style coaches the employees around him or her up and gives them instruction. Pro coaching helps leaders build trust, which can improve employee satisfaction. And then the con, the approach is both time and effort intensive. That's the downfall. Overall, it could be good. And then situational leadership, your team is consistently changing and evolving. And then also situational leadership, awareness and emotional intelligence to understand what a specific scenario requires. And so you're going to say which one's the best. You have to develop those in a situation and knowing which ones are better for you. So in conclusion, try all of these leadership styles, and one of them or many of them will work for you. Thanks.